Hey, what's up, everybody? Gene Fetty with the Automotive Appearance Institute back at you with another episode of our All Access podcast. So, we are fresh back from our October training, glue pole repair training class at Anson in Burleson, Texas. And I wanted to come back and really talk about some training and why I train, why I think training is so important no matter where you go. I just want to give you a little peek into my beliefs of what training and even coaching is. So I want to start with a little story about the first time that I invested in myself. I always thought that coaching was kind of weird, short of investing in my actual PDR training for my PDR business back in 2002, right? Since then, other than some tools, I hadn't really invested in myself at all. Just winged it, like so many technicians do, right? And this is coming from a place as a PDR technician, but any technician position, any technician business owner could fall into this trap, I suppose. And really, a lot of us in the trades specifically, but in an automotive podcast here, a lot of people think that they're in business or they got in business to run a small business because we are able to do a physical skill. And that is not necessarily running a business, that is doing a job. So a lot of us end up buying a job or building a job, and that's what it comes down to, which leads me to sort of my personal story. In the podcast arena, in paintless dent repair, the PDR College podcast was the first show, and I believe, maybe even to this date, the biggest show, the biggest reach ever. But inside of that, right, I was an avid listener. I had met Keith virtually back on the Doording.com days, and met Shane at Mobile Tech Expo, and eventually did get to meet Keith at Mobile Tech Expo in person and make an actual human connection. When I saw that come out, and I think maybe it was even on Facebook or something, right? Like somebody shared that, hey, there's a PDR podcast. And I had been listening to podcasts for years, early adopter in the podcast space. Anyways, I started listening to Keith and Shane talk, and they sort of broke out and weren't afraid to talk about business, to talk about sales, to talk about numbers. And with that, I really started to pay attention and started to pay attention to business a couple of years into the podcast, if memory serves right. Keith decided that he wanted to do some one-on-one coaching. I'd heard of business coaches. I'd seen business coaches. I never thought about investing in coaching. And by this point, I would say that me and Keith were friends. Not just an acquaintance, not just somebody to talk to online, but somebody that we would have a conversation. We would sit down and talk. Well, Keith decided to throw his hat into the ring for personal coaching, personal business coaching. And I was growing. At that point, I was on like my fourth or fifth attempt at hiring and training a technician. Mostly bad experiences until this particular tech. Hey, Louie, just in case you listen to this episode. Leading up to this, right, it had been a struggle and hadn't really grown to more than just myself. Was trying to break into the retail business, the retail side of PDR. Well, so Keith had an application. I went, filled out that application, and I didn't hear back from him for a couple of days. And messaged him, and I said, "Hey, dude, I know you're busy. If you've got some other people that want this, that really need this, like, I think I'm okay. I can probably get by without the training, but I like you. I like what you're doing. I think it could help, but I'm going to be just fine if I don't get coached. And he's like, whoa, no, wait. He goes, sorry, it's been hectic, and comes back and says, man, I really think you will probably be a perfect fit, right? You're a coachable person. You're smart. You've got a business. You've got an employee. Let's talk about this further. And the first thing, right before I had even signed the deal to actually coach with Keith, write the check on his application, it had talked about what kind of sales numbers you're doing and everything like that. And I'd filled it up truthfully, and I thought we were doing really well. I thought, but right, again, rewind, go back to old school PDR world, the old Dent days, and nobody really talked business. Nobody talked numbers. I knew that we did okay. I knew that, quote unquote, the hail guys kill it out on the hail trail. But I didn't know for sure what other technicians do. I knew when I went and worked with my buddy here in the Pittsburgh market that had been around forever, that I could keep pace with him and rock and roll and fix cars. So I thought, well, I'm doing all right. Well, another gentleman in the area had gone out and asked for help, right, with fixing cars. And I'd ridden along with him quite a few times. And without getting into specific numbers, he said, which I said, hey, Joe, not his real name. Hey, Joe, we're working a lot here. We're doing all right. I'm keeping pace. Like, what are you billing a month? What? Like, I don't even have anything to compare it to other than I know I'm doing okay. Like, paying my bills, putting a little money away, able to hire an employee, not sweating the world. And Joe, again, not his real name, tells me his number. Man, if I just bill out this much a month, I'm doing pretty well. I'm good. That's my goal. That's my target. And I'm like, well, dude, I'm crushing it because we're like 30 or 40% over that number every month. I must be doing pretty good. Well, back to that application with Keith, I had filled it out, and Keith's like, hey, we'll schedule a call. We'll hop on and see what it's all about. He goes, on the call, he's like, hey, that's all you're doing sales-wise? And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm killing it. Like, this other dude that's been in it 10 years longer than me is, I'm 30 or 40% more than him. Keith's like, well, you should be more like, at a minimum, double that or better. And that sort of just blew my mind. I didn't even think that was possible. It really got me thinking. And me and Keith talked and decided what the commitment was. And if I remember the commitment, it was a 12-week program, so 3 months, with a 1-hour coaching call every week. So, right, 1 hour a week, 12 hours. And I think the total dollar figure was $5,000. More than I had ever spent on myself since training. And really, I think my training back in the day was like $6,000 for a week, right? Early 2000s. So we're talking about for 12 hours with some dude on the phone talking, and I'm going to pay almost as much as I paid to learn this trade. Well, I was like, you know what? I'm in, right? If this dude can, through an application, look and see that my numbers aren't what they, quote unquote, should be, maybe this is worth it. Really, what do I have to lose? And really, if memory serves, he may have even given a money-back guarantee. Listen, if you're not happy with how it goes, we'll refund you all your money, blah, blah, blah. So we're all in. send my check to Keith, and coaching starts. And over that 12 weeks, or maybe even turned into 14, but over that 12 or 14 weeks, he helped me get on camera, right? You guys all see me do tons of videos. If you go back onto my YouTube channel, there's some like walk around videos. I'm sorry, not the Auto Appearance Institute channel, my Dent Repair Now channel on YouTube. If you go way back in my videos, real early in the channel, Keith had me do some walk around videos of cars, and you can see just how uncomfortable I was standing in front of a camera and talking, right? But Keith pushed me beyond that. Talked about employees, right? How to help my employee at the time perform better, right? Take care of him. Where to make my next move to. I'll never forget the one call where he said, all right, pop quiz. If you could take one thing off of your plate right now, what would it be? And I was like, the damn phone, dude. If I can get this damn phone out of my hand, I can just fix some dents. He thought I was nuts. He's like, you want to fix dents, not talk to people? I'm like, I like talking to people, love fixing dents. I had just looked like a few days previous, and one day, basically as a solo show on the phone, with 60 or 70 calls between inbound and outbound. How are you supposed to be productive when you're getting that many interruptions, but you're paying for ads to send traffic, right? You don't want to miss your customers. So I'm like, get rid of the damn phone. He's like, well, there's your answer. You need to hire somebody to take care of the phone for you. And I'm like, well, all right. Man, you haven't steered me wrong yet. Let's give it a go. Through that coaching, right? And I don't think I got her hired before then, but I ended up hiring Jennifer, who's no longer with the company, but hired Jennifer to answer the phones. And it was the absolute most freeing thing I've ever done in my business to this day. Hiring somebody to take care of that phone call or take care of the phone calls, the best thing ever, 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 ever. Just in case I wasn't clear. Anyways, through those 12 or 14 weeks of coaching or wherever we ended up, we really bonded. Keith gave me so much information. And in hindsight, I really, truly believe that in hindsight, small investment I made with Keith in myself completely pivoted the direction of my entire business. In fact, I absolutely attribute a lot of the decisions I made and the successes I had to investing in that coaching with him. Really, through that relationship, we wrapped up, and then I want to say the next advanced skills seminar they had at MTE, this might have been like 2017. It must have been 2017 because I hired Jennifer in 2016. So fast forward, Advanced Skills 2017 at Mobile Tech Expo. I went down, Louis went down with me, I believe, and we attended the class, really got to check it all out. From there, I believe that was the show, right? Because it showed me just how important coaching and sharing and learning knowledge was. I believe that was the show that led to the starting of my original podcast, the PDR Marketing Minute, right? Which is no longer around. If I can go find the episodes, we might have to put up a little archive in here for you. But it started the Marketing Minute, which led to by 2018, right? The amount of growth I had. I went from paying Keith to be my business coach to creating some courses and some content to help other technicians where I was strong and I was a good marketer. I was good I got really good, really fast at creating videos. I ramped up so quickly in the space post coaching with Keith that the Marketing Minute was born. First, advanced skills after the coaching session, and second, by the following 2018 advanced skills seminar, I was on the stage teaching, not directly side by side with Keith, but it was Keith and Shane's program, and I was on the stage teaching at their event, all because I took the time, I believed in myself, and I took the time to invest in myself and invest in my business and invest in my future with some good coaching. And really, again, as I think I opened the episode up with, I really count coaching and training similarly, right? Training called physical skills, coaching called business or mind skills, right? But both of them are some sort of training that just goes to the moon, right? Which led to growth, a second technician. So I went from solo show. I brought Louie on full time. We brought Jennifer on full time. We brought Jake on part time and then into full time. Through there, right, grew into in 2018 a physical retail shop. Again, I attribute so much of this to that investment with Keith back in the day. Now, I'm not saying to just go bother Keith and tell him you need coaching, because I don't think he does it anymore. But I tell the story because it truly is a success in my life that really has led me here today to make life better, right? To make it better. So let's talk about training physically and training coaching, right? Let's talk about those two different aspects. So I just came back from our event at Anson, an in-person glue pull repair training event. We had 9 people in the class. 10 is a maxed out class, so super happy with the class size. At the end of the class, at the end of the classroom part of the class, right, the students are already talking about how much they've learned, and we haven't even made it to the cars. Now, this presentation, going back to my Kiko days, started in 2019 with Kiko when I jumped both feet into the training ring. And as we built up the glue pull repair training with Kiko, right, the class kept getting better and better and better, answering questions that were getting asked as part of the presentation, so on and so forth, and stepping away from Kiko and working our own training platform, our own protocols. We have built our content to be incredibly educational, to try to answer the questions before they're asked. When you can sit there and take technicians that are used to being up and at them and working and physically on cars, and you can sit them still for an hour or hour and a half and talk to them about technical procedures, technical moves, tools, specs, and keep them engaged, and more importantly, keep them awake, you know that you're on the right path, right? So the day starts out, we work through the classroom, take a little break, and then jump in and start doing live repairs, right? And we're getting hands-on. The students are coming in and actually moving the metal themselves, making the glue stick, deciding where to place, using the proper amount of tension. Watching the light bulbs go off is just unbelievable. And the feedback throughout the day is they are all, right, like literally everybody in the class is constantly picking up new tips and tricks. In fact, Christina Seckinger, the owner at Anson, who invests in training, right? She's gone to PDR training at Ding King, I believe, with Mike Toledo at Dent Time. She's had blending training from Jim Mitchell with Real World PDR, and she sat in our glue pull repair training. She is investing in training in herself to better understand her customers. Right? It's pretty cool that she's doing that. But even Christina, right? She's been to all those trainings. She literally is in the game all day, sells all of these tools. And after dinner Friday night, she was talking about how many tech tips she picked up through the class that she never thought of, like ways to use tools, ways to blend two tool companies together, right? So we were using like a Cam Auto tension tool, and then a Kiko tab with the Cam Auto bridge to move things up, and then we're using Anson knockdowns and Eliminate lights, right, to put it all together. But seeing how we blend everything together, make it all work, pick up all these little tips and tricks, it's pretty cool to see even somebody like Christina, who's engaged in this all day, every day, is coming into these trainings and picking up new tips and tricks to make her better at her business, to serve her customers better. We also had another college instructor that is looking to bring the auto body curriculum, call it up to speed. Right? Jokingly, she said, "Oh, it's like we're working in a body shop from the 1950s." But in reality, a lot of these body shop training centers at these trade schools are a little bit outdated, and they're now starting to invest in new modern technology. So that professor was in learning new systems, checking out the equipment she's going to buy for her school to get better access, right? Even engaging into the online course, into our online glue pull repair training to see if she can implement that into her curriculum. We also had PDR techs, right? As PDR techs are coming in, and the one guy, Nick, shout out to Nick with Dent Vision Tools. He was talking about how much he learned as he transitions from hail and smaller damage into larger, more complex damage, right? This one-day class, this one day of investing for him got him to understand where he was leaving mistakes behind, right? To work better and cleaner. All right. So we just had a little technical hiccup. My plugged-in audio recorder, the batteries died, and clearly my plug-in device is not working. Repower. So I believe we were talking about Nick from Dent Vision Tools was in the class looking to get better at working larger damage. He had a bunch of Cam Auto tools that he had bought, and he was trying to work cleaner, right? So his goal was to come into the class and learn how to use the tools, what the tools do, and more importantly, how to move the metal cleaner to make better repairs. Now, Nick, if memory serves, is like a 10 or 12-year tech, right? So not a newbie, should be about in his prime, really, as a repairer. And he was blown away at what he learned in this one-day class. And we had a few body shop guys, right? Long time. I think the one gentleman is a 30-year tech, and the other tech works in a big shop. They have a Kiko system. Kiko had come in and done a training. He wasn't there that day, so he wanted to invest in himself and come out and pick things up. Literally every person in the class learned new techniques, right? And that is part of taking the time to slow down and invest in yourself to get there. I really think, or really truly believe, that you are either going to pay in dollars or you're going to pay in time, right? If you're trying to learn a new skill, if you're trying to become a PDR technician, if you're trying to learn how to glue pull repair or how to buff a car, or how to fix a windshield, how to tint windows, it doesn't matter. You are either going to pay somebody for their knowledge and sort of fast forward you to success, or you are going to pay in time, your time, and be grinding away and practicing away. And PDR is not so bad because there's very minimal consumables. However, like in window tint or PPF or compounding or polishing, paint correction, wheel repair, paint repair, touch up, all of those have consumables. So again, I want you to think about training as an investment, as what it takes to get you there. Myself and Jean, or Zan, because we're in America, Vidic, winner of the Dent Trials just last month in Vegas, we did an advanced training, like back-to-back 2 sessions that sort of built on each other. It was 3 days and then 3 more days, so a 6-day event if you signed up for both. We had a couple of guys that came in. One that comes to mind is Grant, came in for the first half, really to get some good, solid, advanced fundamentals, if that makes sense, right? You sort of like go learn fundamental repairs, and then there's nothing else that anybody teaches you except for through trial and error, right? And then you come in and do it. So Grant came in for that 3-day training, worked on, again, solid, fundamental, advanced skills. He went back and tackled, I want to say it was like a 12-inch dent through the wheel lip on the quarter panel of a Buick or some SUV that came out spectacular, right? Came in, invested, spent 3 days, went back. Me and Jean got a message showing, 1, that he absolutely killed the repair, but 2, he wasn't sure he could do it until he came to the training and learned what we showed him, and like it gave him the confidence to go back and absolutely blow away his expectations as well as the customers. We had another gentleman drawing a total blank right this second on his first name, out of Canada, newer tech, like maybe a 2-year tech. He came down for all 6 days, made the investment in time, traveled all the way down here, spent we were doing 8-10-hour days. He put his work in. At the end of the class, he said that he felt like the class, like those 6 days, fast forwarded his career by 5 years. And I really believe that's quite possibly true. And I ran into a gentleman that he worked with the following hail season, that he had worked with the previous hail season, right? We sort of did the training in between hail seasons. And he was blown away with the level of skill that this gentleman brought back to his trade, to his craft. It really, truly is unbelievable. When you think about training, when I think about training, it just lights a fire. I will forever be grateful to Chris White and the team at Kiko for giving me that opportunity to come in and teach and train literally all over the country to hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of students. To see light bulbs pop off in people's heads, to get messages, even still, to get messages a year later after I trained somebody, or 2 years after I trained somebody, or I run back into a body shop that we were in that I trained, and the technician's pulling me over to show me his phone or show me the car he's working on. It is so, as a trainer, it is just so rewarding to hear about these kinds of success stories, right? Those are all physical skills. Inside of myself and Melissa, my wife, we run all of our businesses together, but we really, really run the PDR 20 group together. And to see The success is more on the coaching side of things. We're on the not that we're coaching members, but on the soft skills, right? Mental blocks, growth, digging in and going big. The changes that we have seen members in that group make over the last 3 or 4 seasons of the 20 group, unbelievable. If you're in the 20 group and you're listening, you know you're a badass, and it is amazing to watch people grow, to surround yourself with other people with that growth mindset is just amazing. Again, we lead the group, but it is not a coaching group. It is not like we're teaching the group. The group collectively teaches itself, right? It's part of the magic of the group is to be able to take all the knowledge of all of these people from all different places around the country and put that growth together and get after it. I mean, it really is just, it is so rewarding. It's energizing to watch people learn and grow. I just absolutely love it. So I'm getting a little long-winded here. I feel like we are definitely well over our half an hour mark. I want to leave you, right, whether you're a trainer or thinking about looking for some training, as a student, as an athlete, right, as somebody to be coached, the best piece of advice I can give you is to be coachable. When somebody with more knowledge than you, or at a minimum, different knowledge than you, is taking time, be it out of the kindness of their heart or because you wrote them a check, when somebody is taking the time to try to download the information from their life experience to you, be coachable, and Jack Bucknell, because I know you'll listen to this, take action, right? If you are coachable and take action, and whether you're going through a soft skills program, right, working on your business or yourself, or you're working on physical training skills, physical repair skills, if you are trainable or if you're coachable and take action, you will be off to the races. When it comes time to finding a trainer or a coach, trainers and coaches, pay attention, good advice coming up here. Make sure that you can connect with that teacher, that instructor, that mentor. Make sure, as the student, make sure that you can connect with them. For you teachers and coaches and instructors, be authentic, be yourself, right? Shouldn't be self-explanatory, but be yourself and find your own voice. Find your own way to explain and teach and demonstrate your knowledge. One of the things that I picked up in my time with Kiko that just absolutely gave me a mindset shift. We were at a Caliber, or I was at a Caliber, and inside of Caliber they have I want to say they're QTCs, but don't hold me to that abbreviation. They're basically in charge of multiple shops. I think this gentleman was in charge of 25 or 27 shops, making sure that the technicians are studied up on their new products or on the latest products, and they're doing safe repairs and everything. It's sort of, right, he's sort of in charge of instruction for that group of shops, and collectively there's a bunch of those around the country. Well, he went through the class, gave me great feedback, great reviews that I was doing a good job. Yes, nice, right? Pat myself on the back. But we got sort of a little philosophical on training, and he said, and this just really struck me big time, he said, our goal here is to make everything crayon simple. And I'm like, what's that mean? He's like, hand a little kid who's never seen a crayon before a crayon, And in like no time at all, they're going to figure out that when they touch it to something and move it, it leaves a mark and they can color and draw and write. He said, they strive to make everything as close to crayon simple as possible. From that class on, I really started trying to work through my craft to make my explanations of the process or the theory or whatever we're going over as simple as possible. I really want to be able to teach. My goal is to be able to teach at a level that a fifth grader would understand what I'm talking about. If I know my process or my technique well enough that I can explain exactly what I'm doing to a fifth grader, I know that I can impart my knowledge to my students, right? It is a craft that I've worked so hard on. I'm so passionate about it. We are going to be adding more and more classes into the Auto Appearance Institute library. And it is because, right, I'm just passionate about getting great information out there and helping people work smarter, work better, improve their life at work, improve their businesses, make more money. It is just such a huge, huge passion about what I do. So, sorry I've chatted so long. I'm a little chatty today, period. But I'm a little extra chatty on this topic because I really, truly am so passionate about it. If you're looking for some training, go out and find trainers, whether it's again, I'm a PDR tech and a glute pull repair technician, and we teach that and teach and work in business inside of the 20 group, right? Like we teach that stuff. Here's a shout out. I don't know that he'll listen to this. It would be cool if he did. If you do, reach out to me. We've added window tint as a service inside of Dent Repair now. Now we paid a trainer to come in and train the crew in-house. And then we also invested in a couple online training portals similar to AAI, right? But for tint. Well, there's a gentleman, I think his first name is Austin. I really should look. Anyways, he's the Tinstitute guy. So it's the Tinstitute. Tinstitute. I like what you did there, man. .com. Go check out his social, and he explains things so well. I really feel like he has a very similar teaching style to myself. But this sort of rewinds to proof that I'm still investing in myself and my team. But two, it's finding that instructor, it's finding that coach, that trainer that teaches how you learn, or at least teaches in a way that you can easily connect to learn with that. So, guys, here's what I want from you. If you want excellent glute pull repair training at your fingertips, at your own pace, forever, head to gprmasterclass.com and check out our online full course of glute pull repair. If you would like hands-on glute pull repair training, head to autoappearanceinstitute.com and sign up on our email list. We will be doing our next in-person will be at our new studio shop location in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, which is just about 20 minutes south of downtown Pittsburgh, right? So if you're thinking about an in-person class, get on that list, follow us on social media because we will be promoting that pretty soon for sure. Also, what would you like to see us teach you? What skills would you like to see the Auto Appearance Institute bring to the table? With that, if you are a subject matter expert and you've thought about bringing your skill set to the world, but you're not sure how to do it, we can help you with that. We can help partner with you. We can do production. We already have the entire back end of the website built to be able to host your content, get paid for your content, and pay you for your content. So if you are a subject matter expert thinking about dipping your toes into the water, give us a call. Numbers on the website. Shoot us an email. Send us a DM. Something. If you've got an idea for classes that you want to bring to the table, but you're not sure about the technical back end of it, we've got you covered there. But for you guys, for everybody else, what would you like to learn? What are some new skills? We will have some beginner PDR training courses coming up. Absolutely, we're jumping into that arena. We are also going to be doing this likely late this fall, a one-day advanced glue pull repair training, again, here at our studio and shop in Pittsburgh. So if you're interested in that, shoot us an email, hop on that email list. We will be promoting it all through there. If you're thinking about diving into PDR, you're thinking about learning, go check out all of these trainers, right? You've got probably the most famous guy, probably Mike Toledo, Dent Time and Dent Trainer out of California. Jim Mitchell absolutely kills it with real world PDR. He's got an online subscription, does in-person trainings. Mike Seawald at Gateway Dent in the St. Louis market has trained a couple of my friends' sons this year with absolutely astonishing reviews of what Mike has been able to do with them. So go search out trainers that make sense for you for what you are trying to grow. Think about Kiko. Kiko with their, I don't know when they have any coming up, but they're now doing not just the one-day glue pull repair, but they're doing a 5-day in-depth, they call it their GPR Plus, where you're learning glue pull repair and some, call it rough in pushing, right? The industry is hungry to feed you all knowledge. Time to consume the knowledge. It's time to invest in yourself and make your day-to-day better, right? Again, don't forget, you either pay in time or you pay in money. I always figure I can go make more money. I can't make more time. Figure out how to do it. So guys, that wraps us up. Definitely our longest episode to date. Follow us on social, on all of the channels that we are active on. We are at Auto Appearance Institute. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, I think are our big ones. We have LinkedIn, but I don't do enough LinkedIn. So maybe I will make my way over there to do that. Again, hit autoappearanceinstitute.com to sign up for our email. I believe we're also going to start dropping a weekly newsletter as I get this put together, a weekly newsletter that coincides with the podcast, with the episodes, and we're going to try to bring you more information about what is happening today, right? Your all access, what is happening today in the automotive appearance space. Guys, thanks for everything. Until next time, invest in yourself. I'll see you on the next show.